battle starts.
What's up, folks? This is Steel. Welcome to episode 1 of my match analysis series, where I feature a half-decent match in World of Warships. I'm going to be showing you what I did right, what I did wrong. I'm probably going to be criticizing myself a lot. Hopefully we both can learn something. In this match, I'm in a tier 5 Russian cruiser, Murmansk. It's one of my favorite ships in the game. I bought it because it's only like $13, and it turns out that this thing prints credits. If you like Omaha style gameplay, I suggest you think about purchasing this ship. Here I'm in a tier 5 match on New Dawn, and this match really does have it all. Sits, fires, torps, I even kill a carrier at the end. 115,000 damage, and it gets a lot hectic. As always in the beginning of the match, I'm checking the opponents, I'm checking where my teammates are going. I'm also looking for squads on my team, and this one has one squad. It's Congo and a Furutaka. I don't always stick with squads when I'm playing solo, but these guys seem to be going in the right direction, the direction I want to head, so I'm going to hang with them for a little bit and see what happens. After playing this game for about 1,000 matches, you'll start to get the sense, or the feel rather, of where the enemy's going to be at what time. I usually check my own position on the minimap and then envision where the enemy could be. Once you get the hang of it, you'll know, depending on where your map position is, where you're going to get spotted from and by what kinds of ships. And here, a couple of cruisers, a couple of Königsbergs. I had HE loaded in the pipes, just in case it was DDs, but I immediately switched to AP. They're crushed. Königsbergs are not vanguard ships. They shouldn't be out front, but they're in a squad, so I think they're a little bit overconfident. The first Königsberg turned out, so I'm going to switch to the second one and see what I can do with this guy. We definitely won that first encounter, but if you notice, the whole time I was driving away from these Königsbergs, and the reason why I was doing that is because I don't want their entire fleet to get a bead on me. You have to trust your shooting ability and trust your shells, and not get in a situation where you're simply just trading hit points. You want to shave hit points off the enemy team without losing them. I just launched my scout plane. Notice this destroyer off in the distance. There's a really low probability that I'm going to land hits on him. So instead, I'm going to try to shoot down some of these airplanes that are harassing a teammate. Control click to get that 1.5 bonus. Remember how I said it was going to get hectic? Well, this is hectic. You got bombers, you got torps, you got 5 enemy ships in or about gun range. Wow. Destroyers are the priority though, and this Gnevny decided to charge in. He's in the dead zone right now, which is too far away for torpedoes and too close to reliably dodge shells, but we do have to punish him, we do have to sink him before he actually does get a set of torpedoes off. Although I think this destroyer is too close to really live very long, he is doing one thing good, and that's allowing his team to just shoot us at will without any return fire. So in this situation, I am not driving in a straight line. I'm constantly turning. I don't want any of those battleships to get a beat on me.
Our team has taken the lead.
And here's my first mistake. I don't see that Omaha on the left-hand side of the screen until right about now. Fortunately, I have AP loaded, but I'm also giving him full broadside. If he had been targeting me, I might have gotten crushed.
Confirmed penetration.
Shooting over islands can be tricky, but there's a function in the game that prevents you from constantly shooting over them. There was something in an interview that I saw from a developer a couple of weeks ago that said that they might be introducing fortresses, active fortresses in this game, which would be really, really cool. When I read that, I immediately thought that they'd have like naval bases where they'd be shooting live rounds at you and you'd have to knock out objectives, AI objectives. And one of the things that makes me believe that's actually the case is the fact that when you do aim at an island for about 5 seconds, it targets the spot on the island you're aiming at and not the ship behind it. Here I make another mistake. I am getting kind of target fixated on this Omaha. I want to get him down, but I'm giving my broadside to a couple of enemy ships that are to my south. I realize that mistake, give up on the Omaha, and then try to engage this Murmansk.
Severely damaged.
Ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
I'm actually really lucky right here that both of these guys are shooting HE. That Congo easily could have sunk me if he was shooting AP rounds. Alright, he just fired. I have about 35 to 40 seconds to turn out and drop torps. Trying to give him the smallest profile to shoot at right now, and he's kind of getting target fixated. But I think he realized how tough of a shot I was and gave up, and that's exactly what you want to do. You can at some point in the game also start to recognize when players aren't playing very smart, or they're perhaps new players. This guy looks like he's relatively new. Either he didn't know I had torps, or he didn't care.
In sight.
Alright, the match is pretty much in hand. That last engagement cost me about half of my health. I am in a really bad situation right here. But the good news is I don't have anything within shooting range of me, so it's really just a race for taste at this point. Do you remember when I was saying how the target acquisition system automatically aims at an island? Well, check out what I'm doing right here. This is a little trick that I pull. It confuses the target acquisition system and gets it to shoot over islands. What you basically do is if a target's behind an island, you zoom out, zoom in over open ocean, and then scroll over the target. So all we have left at this point is a Congo and a carrier. My plan is to try to engage this carrier at first.
Victory is in sight.
But because he's behind an island, I drop spots. So I changed my plan. This time I'm going to head towards the Congo until I get around the island, all the while firing at the Congo. And here's my third mistake. If you notice on the minimap at the bottom right, there are planes inbound. I should have known better. He would have been launching planes. I'm the closest target. I'm the biggest threat. But fortunately, there's a couple of audio clues, my AA gun's going off, and then the sound of the airplanes inbound. I turn at the last second and spoil his torp run. For some reason, he can't get a beat on me, and on that last torp run, I realize, okay, it might be better to turn out this time. And here are two sets of dive bombers. They're very hard to avoid, so I don't even bother. I'm going to eat two sets of bombs, but I'm going to save my damage control party until after the second set drops, and just hope that I survive the bomb impacts.
Problem solved, sir.
And now we get to one of the most satisfying things of this game, torping carriers at close range.
Our victory is in sight.
I actually even get some HE citadels on that guy. Wow.
Enemy aircraft carrier blown up.
Well, there you have it, the Murmansk, 427,000 credits from about 115,000 damage. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Feel free to like or comment, and if you're interested in seeing more content in the future, subscribe. My live stream is currently on Twitch at the URL you can see right there. And if you're interested in even more World of Warships videos, I highly recommend The Taste. The link is down below. Thanks again.